Hi guys, what's up? It's me Jimmy Geek. So today I'm glad about upcoming i7 5820K, which is going to be priced around $400. So let's get some facts clear. This processor is a new Intel X99 chip based processor. Basically X99 chip is a Xeon chip. That chipset is used in the server, basically for the content creator, for the parallel computing power. But when you're bringing the X99 on a consumer level market, it's really gonna rock. Basically, one thing I should clear at the beginning: X99 chipset does not offer any performance boost in the gaming. Basically, what I'm saying is the new fifth generation of i7, whether it's i7 5820K, whether it's i7 30K, whether it's i7 9, what is the name? i7 930, sorry, i7 5960K. Basically, they are the three upcoming processor, but I'm only talking about the entry level i7 5820K. Basically, the old one i7 470 offer a little bit higher frame in gaming compared to the new i7 5820K. So if you already have i7 470K, please do not buy or think to upgrade. The major difference is the i5 the i7 520K 6 core processor compared to 4 core, and then it's have 15 MB of cache, and plus is for the DDR4 motherboard and the RAM. Basically, a little bit upgrade at this time. DDR4 is not available. It will price around $250 for 16 gigabyte. The motherboard will even cost you around 200 to $250. It will be really freaking expensive for gaming. Do not even think to buy the new i5, the new i7 5 at 20K processor. Why? It's freaking expensive. You need a new motherboard. You need a new DDR4 RAM, plus you need to buy this processor, which really at the end of the day doesn't give you the real boost, or even it decrease in the performance by few frame compared to the i7 470K. But if you really do not are so much into the gaming, basically Intel is marketing i7 520K to the gaming, ultimate gaming, interest gaming, all this bullshit. But if you are a heavy user, if you are a video editor, if you make content, like you use the Power Director, use the Adobe Premiere Pro or Photoshop, or you do After Effects, you do video rendering, whatever the hell you are doing, which means you do some kind of real computing. X1990 X99 chipset is based on the computing. It's work in the Xeon server. Basically, these chipsets were made in mind in the first place for computing. Computing basically mean you get that work done, you get that things done, you make things render, like using the CAD software, like doing some kind of real time rendering, like viewing the frame at real time. All this kind of thing is called computing. You're doing computing, even you're doing some kind of research, you're putting heavy amount of data same time, graphical data. I'm not talking about text data. Even the text data can a crappy Intel Atom processor can do. I'm talking about real graphical data putting at the same time. You really need X99 chipset, but X99 chipset, the Xeon sucks on gaming. Basically, this processor is that for two guys. But for gaming, it will work similar to i7 470 gaming, but at computing it will work same as the X99 Xeon processor. If you are some kind of content creator, if you're a video editor, you must definitely look at the entry level. I will say if you can even look at the higher end, the $1,000 version i7 5960K, or you can go to a middle level. Basically middle, the one is i7 5830K. It doesn't offer any improvement over, only a uh, few margin improvement over i7 520K. All is waste of money, I will say. It's basically you stick with the i7 5 at 20K. Within $2,000 you can really get a good rig. So first let me get some things about the rig. Building an i7 5 at 20K, basically it will cost you around $200. Why? The processor i7 5 at 20K is costing you around 400 USD. Okay, and then you need a new motherboard. For example, the MSI is releasing the new motherboard called MSI X99S SLI Plus, which costs you around $230. Okay, and then you need some kind of RAM, basically 16 gig RAM in quad core channel. I mean 4 gig per stick, cost you around total $260 in a bundle. Basically, there's a 4 stick of RAM, 4 gig each. It is a DDR4 RAM, not DDR3. DDR4 is really freaking expensive. It will cost you for 16 gig $260. And then you need some kind of power supply. Let's put some Corsair AX860, which costs you around 150. And then you need some kind of graphic card, like you can put whatever graphic card. Let's put GTX 860 or GTX 7. What was the name? I forgot. GTX 7. Sorry, 780 Ti. Let's put GTX 780 Ti around $500, and then let's put some kind of crappy case for $100, and then let's put some kind of, I mean, cooling solution, I mean some kind of cooler, I mean some kind of water cooling around $100, and then at the last put some kind of 512 gig of SSD or around $220. So in total, excluding the window, it will cost you $2,000, $2,000 to building a next gen computer. Basically, it is a really major next gen step in the future. Basically, it's for DDR4. You need a, it's for a new motherboard. DDR4 is for the X99 chipset. Basically, it's a new 6 core processor. Now let's get back to the processor, because I want to make things some clear in the beginning. This processor, you need a new motherboard, and then you need a DDR4 RAM, which is freaking expensive. But let's talk about a processor. First, let me tell you something of processor. This processor has 6 core, 12 threads, which basically means this processor is work as a 12 core processor. Really, 12 core processor. I couldn't believe. The clock speed of this processor is 3.3 gigahertz. The basic, I mean the base clock speed is, I mean the minimum. You cannot go below 3.3 gigahertz even you're doing some kind of super task. 3.3 gigahertz is the below, the bottom, the base clock speed, and the max turbo frequency is, I mean the max speed is, the turbo speed is 3.6 gigahertz. To be honest with you, nothing special. I will at the end of the day, I will expect around 4 gigahertz, but what Intel is giving, I have to accept. Basically, the only increase in this thing is the TDP, I mean the it's need the power. Basically, compared to 477 4 i7 470K, it's need the power around 84 watt, but the new i7 5820K need around 140 watt. Basically, it will increase few dollar per annual in your electricity bill. Not a big deal. Basically, this processor support on your DDR4 RAM. You cannot use any kind of DDR3 RAM in it. Basically, this support the new X99 chipset motherboard, which only support DDR4, and then this only support up to 64 maximum RAM, compared to the DDR3, which can support up to 192 gigabyte. To be honest with you, nobody have ever put more than 64 gigabyte RAM in their computer. The maximum at this point we can only put 64 gigabyte, the 8 slot one. uh, Basically it only supports 64 gigahertz. That is a good, really really at the end of the day we don't need anything more than 32 gigahertz. In my current desktop I use 32 gigahertz RAM, 32 GB RAM. I never use more than, because I need a new motherboard with the 8 slot, which use or the X79 chipset. That motherboard only costs you around $500. I'm not stupid, I'm just using the 4 slot one. I just put 8 slot. I put 4 stick of 8 slot in my current desktop. Basically DDR4 RAM is some kind of new RAM. Basically DDR4 RAM basically offered a lower voltage compared to the DDR3. It will require a 1.2 voltage at this point. What is the name of Corsair, Crucial, A Data, all of them are previewing their DDR4 RAM stick, and then they have to just release their pricing. The pricing will be around $250 to $260 for 16 gig, for 16 stack 4 gig each. The RAM, it will a kit. 16 gig is 4 GB per stick. And then the Intel is saying for the new 5820K, basically it is saying it will offer 20% more performance compared to the 470 i7 4 770K. Basically, the Intel i7 5820K is for the video rendering. Basically, it will offer you 20% faster at 4K video editing 4K, and then 32% faster at 3D rendering 4K. The really 4K camera, yes, you have. Basically, and the new Nokia Lumia 930 can support 4K video recording. The Galaxy S5 can support basically 4K video at this point of history. You can record, even you can get a 4K laptop around $1,200 $1,200 from Lenovo Y50 or Toshiba. Really, basically there are already 4K screen out there. There are already 4K camera on your smartphone, and then there's a processor which can do 20% faster 4K video editing. That's really awesome. And then i7 5820K will be the Intel first desktop platform that support natively Thunderbolt. Yes, Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt support 10 GB 10 gigabyte per second. Basically, if you really a 4K content, it can really sometimes a 4K video with a few minutes can be like 25 GB or 40 GB 50 GB, just a few minutes video, because 4K video really need a lot of memory. So when you're trying to pull the video on your desktop or whatever you're pulling, you really need some kind of IO, I mean the IO speed. You need some kind, if you try to pull the about 50 gigabyte video by USB, it will take you forever. But compared to the Thunderbolt, within 5 seconds the video will be there of 50 GB for your editing. Basically, I'm really happy, so I will buy this platform. Subscribe to my channel.